Hello and tashtele. So today we are going to have another Dranyen lesson where I'm going to teach you a few really important tips and techniques that will help you preserve your Dranyen's longevity and sound like a professional. So let's get started. This first tip is about your Dranyen's longevity. Now the Dranyen has a leather skin at the base, and the problem with leather is that it's flexible. The great part is it gives the Dranyen that beautiful resonance that you want, but it can also get really damaged, especially in humidity. And so this is why whenever you're not playing, you should have the bridge down like so. So when I play, I put the bridge up, I put my strings in place, I tune, etc., blah, blah, blah. And then when I'm done, I just flip it right back down and slide it up a bit to take that tension off. This can increase the life of your Dranyen skin by years. My original Dranyen skin lasted for 15 years and only needed to be replaced because during COVID, I was in one country and my Dranyen was in another, which meant I couldn't do general maintenance on it, and the monsoon did its horrible work. Now today, we are going to learn 3 important points on technique. The first is stroke position. Now, the cool thing with Dranyen is you can play down or up. I know that doesn't seem like a big deal, but trust me, it is. When you see people playing Nangma Touche, for example, the classical music, you'll see them almost exclusively striking up. See the way I'm only striking up? But you can actually strike in both directions, which can get you some really fun, fast notes. So when you're playing a song quickly, use that to your advantage. Think about what position you want to strike in. Do you want to just strike up? Do you want to strike down? Do you want to alternate? There are very few rules about this, except in classical music, but it's something you should know just so that you can play around with it and experiment. The next method is something called a hammer, which also goes into something called a trill. Now, what is this? If you listen to a note played on the Dranyen, that sound goes on for a really long time. And what this means is that you can play a single note and then put your finger down after to get 2 notes off of 1 strike. Hear that? Now I'm pulling this hand much further away than I have to just to show you that I'm not playing. Normally I would just go, but I'm only hitting the string once and I'm getting 2 notes. This is called hammering on. The opposite is hammering off, where I start with the finger down and I remove it, again, giving us 2 notes. And the trill is when you just tap it. So technically that's getting 3 notes off of a single strike. How does this impact a song when you play it? Let's take Akupema, for example. I'm going to try to play Akupema without using any hammers. I'm so instinctively used to it, I might make some mistakes. I'm in pain listening to it, and I'm sure you're cringing too, because there are so many places where hammers could go in that song. So, right there, this string is being annoying today. All of those are hammer-ons. I don't think there's many hammer-offs, but there are a few trills. Like, so now I'm gonna play the exact same song, but with all the hammers and the trills. Isn't that a huge difference? And honestly, the only difference is that instead of going, I'm going, instead of going, I'm going, and it gives it that beautiful smoothness where you can switch between a loud note and a soft note, and it just flows so much better. So how do you teach yourself how to do hammers? Well, it's pretty simple, but if you remember when we did the scales in the last video or video before that, it was, but I also gave you the scale that's primarily used in Tibetan music, which is, why not use that to practice hammering? So instead of going strike, 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 go strike, hammer, strike, hammer, strike. This string is being very annoying today. See that? And then you can do it backwards. Or mess it up if you're me. To practice the hammer off. See? And if you just practice that, you'll get very good at hammers in no time. As for trills, it's best to just practice tapping. That's all there is to it. So as you can hear from this demonstration, it can instantly take the simplest song, like we had before in Nganzo de la Tsomtsum, and bring its game way up. So I hope this helped out, and in our next video, we're gonna learn a new song. Oh, and obviously, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I'm a bit disorganized today. I hope you don't mind.